all babies.
Gun.
If you've been here for eight years,
Gun.
you're 8-year-old, man.
Gun.
Oh, I gotta steal it from Nate. how many years you been through years? You're a baby.
Yeah, that's right, man. Hey, and look, man, we're not saying this to try to browbeat you, brothers, or put you down, but it's the truth, man. Apostle Tahar is writing what he say. Even Nate said it with his demonic ass, right? That's true, man. 8 years, you ain't really truly been through nothing yet, man. The real true depths of the real grits and guts of this truth, man. You know, brothers, Apostle Tahar and brothers have been around 30 years. 31 years, man. That's more than some of you guys been. Most of you guys have been alive. The Apostle Gabar and myself, 25 going on 26 years. That's longer than most of you guys have been alive. A lot of you brothers are like 25, 20, some of you 26. Or when we was first coming in the truth, y'all was just being born. So come on, man. And even some of the other up and coming elders, they going on 20 years. So first of all, we didn't been through the experience, man. Experience is nothing beats experience, man. Spiritual experience, and it's truth. And a lot of the things that's going on now, like my man from Bamboozle, this ain't nothing but a Tommy Davis, this ain't nothing but a rerun. Just play it back. Just play it back. Just because everything that's happening with the camps and you brought, we didn't seen it before, man. Come on, we didn't seen this shit before. You dudes, it's everything repeating itself. That's how we able to know, like when certain brothers come up with certain bullshit, say that dude ain't right, man. We already see he ain't right. He the same pattern. That's the same thing that nigga 15 years ago did. Just done over, right? Now I'm gonna go to the 6th chapter, right? I'm gonna read a couple of verses because this is what you brothers listen to this, man. 1 Timothy 6:1. Let as many servants as under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of Yahweh and his doctrine be not blasphemed. You see that? So when you learn from the apostles and your leaders and the elders, the doctrine that you're getting is the right doctrine. Look, we teaching the right doctrine, man. All right? Through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So when you start feeding into them deceiving spirits and them demons, you blaspheming the word. Look, when you come on with something different that's not in the scriptures, man, because you want to appear to be deep, you blaspheming, man. Look, talking about the world is flat, that's blaspheming against the word, the doctrine of the Lord, man. There's some of the other madness that some of you dudes then came with, that's blaspheming against the spirit of the Lord, man. Okay, you going off. Okay, and then you're told that you're going off, but then pride comes in. Because you know what it is? A lot of you guys just want to be superstars, man. You want the limelight, man. You want to have look, man, the Spirit going to reveal revelation. Are the apostles the only one that the Spirit is going to reveal revelations to? Look, man, like Apostle Tahar said this, I think a few months back. No, maybe last year when that bullshit question was asked. First of all, man, you already got the revelation. When you came in the truth, you found out you was an Israelite. That's a deep revelation in itself. You found out the breakdown of the scriptures of who Esau is, who the nations are, the name of the Most High and his son, what's going to happen to America, what's your future. Come on, man. Is that not enough? Just stick to the basics, man. Right? Let me get these few verses out, right? Second verse, 1 Timothy 6:2, right? And they that have believing masters, let them not despise them, because they are brethren, but rather do them service, because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. That's the deliverance, the kingdom, right? The leaders. These things teach and exhort. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Yahweh Shai, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, which is what we've been teaching you, brothers, he is proud, knowing nothing, but doubting about questions, strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings. See? That's you guys, man. Perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself, right? So These guys, that's you got demons. Them demons get on you, and that's what it is. The scripture, I don't got to break it down. It's self-explanatory. The reprobate minds, man. Because what it is, like I said, you guys see us, you see the apostles and the elders and leaders of the camp, right? And basically, that demon gets on you. Like I said, you want to be superstars, man. That vain glory. Look, man, the apostles is up there. I want to sit up there and I want brothers to look at me the way they look at apostles. Oh, what he got there? What he got that I ain't? How come I can't be the top honcho? How come I can't?
Because the Most High set up the order.
Con.
All right? He set up Mashah, King Mashah, all right, which all them other camps outside of us, ain't none of them teaching that Mashah is King David.
That's right.
The IS, and that's a challenge to y'all, all of y'all, man. Okay? The ISUPK, you guys, led by General Yohana. I can say Yohana, you know, Bobana, because Yohana is nothing but some phonetic sounds, bullshit sounds, man. It ain't a word. It don't mean nothing, which proves that he don't know the Hebrew. Okay? Fee, fi, fo, fum, you know? ISUPK is not teaching that Mashah is King David. The IUIC is not teaching that Mashah is King David. Yeah. All right. The HODC is not teaching the Mashah is King David.
Even though Barak is Joshua.
But Barak believes he's Joshua. All them other camps, the Bach ain't teaching it. Ain't none of them teaching that, man. You people got introduced to Mashah, Ariah, Yaikwab by the apostles of GMS, right. Great Millstone. None of them guys put out no videos of that. Y'all acknowledge it after it was put out. But the fact that you know about Mashah, Ariah, and Yaikwab, you got it from us. Now, we didn't big up no goddamn Lahab, but you got other guys out there bigging up Lahab. Well, the ones of you that big up Lahab, well, that's on y'all because that's Saul anyway, the reincarnation. Okay. And that was a well-known established fact back then. He ain't going to tell you that he was Saul. He ain't going to tell you that. Because that was everybody knew that, you know, that the reincarnation thing, you know. Yeshua is supposed to be the Apostle Paul, and Yaikwab is Aaron, and Lahab was always he was always Saul, man.
Saul, that's
so
Saul.
why ain't he ain't say that now? Because he don't believe that shit. You know? Let me read these scriptures. Yo. It says Ephesians 3:17 that Yahushai, now the actual word there is Christ, which I don't even like to form that word in my mouth, man. Now the reason why Nate is using the word Christ, that dreaded word, that God-forsaken word named Christ, is because he's an unbeliever, man. That's why he's getting them shakes back again. The last video he did, he was shaking, boy. And I did a video recently, and they cursing me out because I did a video on him. I was trying to help the fool, man. I was trying to tell him why he had them shakes. And he might have, but what he's doing is he's getting this pill. I call it the $10,000 pill. Not every nigga can afford that pill, but he was a detective. He gets that $10,000 pill, and that shit helps him out for about a year or so, you know? 6 months to a year. The shakes start coming back, you go to the doctor, they give him another pill. That ain't nothing but synthetic drugs. See, that's why you taught a class talking about vaccines, that you can get man, you know what kind of, that shit was set up by the Illuminati to really destroy you, man. And when I had to go to the hospital, they kept, you going to take the flu? I said, nope. And then even nurses, well, actually the Israelite nurses, the men and the women, they would tell you shit. They said, look, they're going to come and they're going to say, they're going to give you this, they're going to offer you this drug as a blood thinner, you know. Don't take it. You don't need that, man. All you got to do is get up, you know, every half an hour and just walk around. That's what I did. And they would come, would you like to take this? And I said, what is it? A blood thinner? I said, nope. Would you like to take the flu shot? I said, nope. And they'll look at you funny, man.
Eat garlic, man.
Exactly. But when you in the hospital, you know, they want to give you all that extra shit. besides so-called helping you, they want to give you extra shit to make money. It's all about money. Everything that they give you is all about. I think they gave me a mammogram, which I know I didn't know. What the fuck I need a mammogram for? Oh, you got to take your mammogram and shit. But I said I got to go with it. That's to make money, cause that's called a mammogram. You know that thing that they put you? Is it not a CAT? MRI. I said a mammogram. I'm sorry, a mammogram. A MRI. They put you in that machine, and it looks expensive. It's an actual room. In order for that shit, they make everybody take it, and they put it on your damn insurance bill, man. Exactly, man. I said I didn't need that. What the hell I need that for? You know? They do it to make money. These hospitals are set up to make money. It's big business, man. And that business is as big as the banks because hospitals are open every day, 365 days a year, every day. Snowstorms, earthquakes. It don't close on so-called Christmas. It don't close on any day. It's just open 24 hours a day. So constant money is being made by these big major hospitals, man. Now, why would based upon the Rockefellers, man? There's a video that this guy Eustace Mullen made called what's it called? Murder by Injection. Matter of fact, I'm gonna watch that tonight, man. And he goes all into the medical industry and how it's all about money. Well, they had two forms of medicine. You had the holistic, allopathic, and homeopathic. So what they did was that term quack, they started calling them homeopathic natural doctors quacks to make people not go to them so they can go to this new concept of the medical industry to make money. And that was set up by the Rockefellers, man. So why would Nate push that bullshit about getting injections, man? You know? And that information on the chip, every day we turn around, man, there's more information and more articles about that chip technology, man. You know? Anyway, let me read these scriptures here. Okay, it says Ephesians 3:17 that Yahushua may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye being rooted and grounded in love. All right? Colossians 1:23. If ye continue in the faith. Now, where did you get this faith from? You got it from us. You got it from the apostles of Great Millstone on down. All right? It says, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, who presented you with the, give me Romans 10 and 12. Who presented you with the hope of the gospel? You started watching the YouTube videos, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister. So Paul's saying he was one of the guys that taught it to you. So now we the guys that are teaching you that right now. It started with us, man. It didn't start with Marshall, Ariah, and Yaquab. They had the gospel. They gave it to us. That's right. Then it was magnified years later through YouTube, man. That's right. And we were the ones that Most High put us on the forefront to teach this word, and we're teaching the word the right way. That's right. Okay?
This is the book of Romans chapter 10, verse 12. For there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek, for the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. The Jew and the Greek is talking about the Israelites that knew they were Israelites, and the Israelite foreigners that will call themselves Greeks or Latin or whatever other nation they were calling themselves, whether they were calling themselves Romans or Ephesians or Colossians, Corinthians, Parthians, Medes, Elamites, whatever they will call themselves, but they were Israelites. All right, it says, for whomsoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. That's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And a preacher is a teacher, is another name for a prophet. So if you don't have somebody to teach you, then you're not gonna understand this, because the Lord ain't just gonna open up your mind just like that. Although He can do that if He wants to, but He uses men. He does everything decently and in order. He uses men to teach you and to open up your mind to the truth. Like the scripture say, one man planteth, another man watereth, but the Most High gives the increase. But after a period of time, you have a actual teacher that you learn from. Like they said, you have 10,000 instructors, but only one teacher. So basically, you have a teacher that builds you up. So if you learn from your teacher, the basic foundations of this, you're supposed to take those basic foundations and use that as an anchor for your soul. Like it says, Hebrews 6:19. It says, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil, which is Yahweh Shai. That's our anchor. So you brothers out there that's learning this truth, you have to make sure that your foundation is sure, that you're grounded, that you're settled, that your roots are digging into the ground, and it should grow deeper and deeper every day. So that way, when you do happen to look at these videos and different information out there, you don't get all caught up into that. That's why if you're not ready for that, just stick to the scriptures. Keep learning. Build up your faith, build up your foundation, and afterwards you'll be able to go out there and do that. But some of you guys, you just want to fly before you could even crawl. You had a precept.
Yeah. Right back to what we talking about. Right here, back in Timothy's, 1 Timothy 6:19. That was a good. Yeah, they want to fly before they even know how to it's like a newborn baby trying to grow wings and fly through the sky, and you don't even know how to walk yet, right? Yeah, that's the. Yeah, you don't know how to crawl yet. Like you just got popped out of your mama's belly, and shit. It just cut the umbilical cord, and already he talking about running the marathon. You know what I mean? Right? This is 1 Timothy 6:19. Right? And when you're in this truth, this is what you're doing. Laying up in store for themselves a good foundation. Now, earlier we were talking about, before we started the show, a lot of guys, the reason you're getting caught up in these wayward doctrines, because you don't have a foundation. You guys never planted a real good, you haven't founded upon the rock, which is Yahweh Shai. That vain, that desire for vain glory gets in your head. Some of you guys just come in this thing, you don't even really believe in this truth. Y'all just here because, like we said, some of you guys think this is the Water Buffalo, the Brotherhood of the Water Buffalo club, man. Like the Flintstones or like the Honeymooners. Like they had the lodge that they went to. It was just a bunch of jakes or a bunch of brothers that get together and we wear garments and we go out on Saturdays, call the white man the devil, hang out, eat chicken. Like my boys in Texas say, chicken eating niggas. They hang around, eat chicken.
We had them back in the past.
Yep, come drink yayan and shit like that. Then when the Passover come, that's a lamb dinner to you guys. You don't even look at the Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that Passover, man. We're going to get that good lamb, some yayan, man. For real, some of you niggas think the Passover is just a lamb dinner. Shows have been done on it.
It's a get-together. That's why everybody want to get their ticket money to come out to the Passover, like somehow they're going to get a special blessing.
Yeah. Good.
And that's why we stopped all that.
Yeah.
Now we have the little small Bumite Passovers, I'll say. The little small humble Passovers, man.
Gun. Thank you. Like Yahweh Shai, because realistically, brothers, the Passover, it was done that way going back to with King Masha, Hafiz Arian, Yaquab. When we first came in, it was done that way because that was at that time.
The original Passover was done household to household.
Household to con. That's the point, because when we was in Egypt, the first Passover was what? Moses didn't say, okay, we're going to have to get in the big assembly and everybody. No, it was because remember, you had to put the lamb's blood over your door. That means everybody was in their house, man, amongst the families, and you kept the Passover. So it was small little Passovers. How did Yahweh Shah keep the Passover? Now remember, Yahweh Shah kept his Passover with the 12, but Yahweh Shah had 70 other disciples, right? There were other disciples. How come we didn't invite all them to the Passover? They kept the Passover just amongst their families and small groups. They were still keeping the Passover just because they wasn't there.
A lot of these niggas, I call them, they think the Passover is like the Hebrew Israelite Oscars.
Yeah.
You know?
Con.
That's what it is, like a gala event.
Con.
Because that's how it was back at the black tie event. Like back there
One
at
West.
One West,
Yeah.
when them heads were going off, man, they had women wearing high heels, split skirts, and
Yeah.
the back showing. Come on, man. I said, what is this, the fucking Oscars, man?
Yep.
I'm waiting for Chris Rock to come up and be the announcer, man.
Yeah. Con.
You know, we
Good.
ain't having no goddamn Oscar
Awards.
Oscar award Passovers, man.
The Grammys.
The Grammys.
Yeah. Well, Nate is still doing that. Y'all see Nate's Passovers. We see your Passovers, Nate, man. That's a goddamn party, man. Niggas is